Okay.
All right.
Tell me when. Tell
Well,
me when.
we're in. We're in right now. Actually, as a matter of
Hey
fact.
guys. Hey guys.
We're
Hey.
doing.
Hey
We're
guys.
doing. We're here.
Yeah,
We're back.
We're playing the game. Wait, we're not playing. We're reviewing the
Not
music.
playing.
The
Episode
music and the
7.
music.
7. Yeah.
Episode
so
7.
here's
This is
the
the big
here's
one.
the dealio
Yeah, this
with
is a
this
special
episode is that we all chose our favorite, or some of us second favorite, because some of our favorites we've already talked about, but we chose the closest to our favorite that we could for this episode.
And that's because 7's like a lucky number. It's kind of a loose connection.
True.
But we figured we might as well do it.
Yeah.
It was Zane's idea, right?
It was my idea. Yeah.
I came up with
idea.
the future one for
I believe
13.
you came up with number 13.
Yeah.
I thought of 7.
On 13, we're doing the worst films we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And for me, the worst
yeah.
album. For me, the worst album.
Or yeah, and
Yeah.
she'll be doing album again.
Yeah.
Just because of the rotation. We can change it if you want.
No, it's fine. I mean, like,
Alright.
I know what the worst movie I've seen is. I guess I should just talk about that. You know, I will.
You want to talk about the Meg?
I'll talk about the Meg on episode 13.
Nah.
That movie sucks.
Well, unless you see something
holy
worse.
shit. Yeah, unless I see something worse, which I doubt. I've seen Snakes on a Plane. That shit wasn't even as bad as the Meg.
with The Rock, with Dwayne.
No, not
Rock
with the
is in
fucking
that?
Rock. No, it's
Well, it
Samuel L.
wasn't-
Jackson.
isn't- No, it's I got
Holy
confused
shit.
in my
How did they
head.
get the Rock in that movie?
Yeah, I have no clue.
The Rock-
How did
what
they
do
get
you
Samuel L.
mean?
Jackson
The
in that
Rock is
movie?
in like everything. He takes
No,
like
but that
every
came out
role.
in 2006. He wasn't. He
Yeah,
wasn't as.
he was like a
he wasn't
taking
taking
WWE
everything
star.
as much back then.
Yeah,
Now
he
he's just like
Yeah.
he'll do any role as long as he gets to like glare into the
Oh,
camera.
and he'll get some fucking money off of that shit too. Oh my
He
god.
gets,
Man.
dude. He gets so many roles. Okay, let's stop talking about the Rock man.
Yeah, and his big
Yeah.
muscular build, you know, like oh my god.
I have a big question for you
Big
fellas
question.
today.
Mm-hmm.
This
Large.
is my question. I think it kind of fits into other things. And I'm gonna give an example. But the question is, does your overall enjoyment of a film affect the way you appreciate good or bad parts of said film? And for the example, just because I think it's, I guess, relevant, I watched Joker, and of course Joaquin's performance has been praised to no end. I just thought it was good. Like, I didn't think it was great. I just thought it was good, and I don't know if that's because I didn't like the movie really, or if that's
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
actually good. And judging by what other people are saying, I'm assuming it's just because I didn't enjoy the movie that much.
We should talk about that movie someday.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah. I do want to talk.
yeah.
About, there's so much shit around that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
I haven't
my
seen
God.
it before. Honestly, I didn't plan to.
We should talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
anyways,
Yeah.
Someday,
not about
someday in the
Joker.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
definitely
likely.
think that can happen.
Yeah.
I can't think of an actual specific example, but I definitely think it can. Like, if you really like most of a movie, like most aspects of it, but there's one that deep down you know it's not as good, you like the rest of the movie so much that you're kind of willing to like ignore it and like
Right.
pretend
Yeah.
like no, it's not really a problem for
Yeah.
me.
And,
And
def-
vice versa too.
yeah.
Yeah, and vice versa.
It also definitely happens for like albums as well. Like if there's like some shitty
Yeah.
song, you can be like, oh, you
Oh
know,
yeah, I
it's
wasn't
one
thinking
bad
of the
song
album,
sours you.
the album thing.
because it definitely works for music as well. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, if you
That's true.
don't enjoy something, like even the good tracks off of it, you can like be like, you know, it's okay.
Or
Yeah.
even if you're like you don't like it can even work way more. Like let's say you watch a movie that you really really hate, and then that director makes another movie, and it's like you go to watch that, and you're kind of already predisposed not to like it because you're just
yeah,
you were
yeah,
affected
yeah.
by the last movie you watched by them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can happen in that way too. Like the person who makes it, if you hate them
Right.
already, then you're gonna.
I think that
might hate
applies
their-
even more to like music too, because so
Yeah.
many of the musicians.
Yeah.
Because especially with
influences on their work.
musicians, like I feel like musicians are kind of more
Yeah, I feel
vocal on like social media and stuff than
Yeah.
like you don't see a director
Right,
like
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
a
like
lot
it's
about like
I feel like the music is a lot more, or sorry, on the music side of things, there's a lot more of like thing where it's like, the bands. Usually, like for me, sometimes when I watch a movie, like I don't exactly know who the director is, and like, or it's like,
Yeah.
and then it's usually a secondhand thought when I'm like, oh, the director of this movie also directed this movie, not like. But for
exactly.
music, I feel
Right,
like
yeah.
it's a lot more like, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, because it's kind of
With music, it's definitely more common. Once you're
Yeah.
more like with film, you start
yeah.
kind of watching
Yeah,
based on director.
right.
I'm not super familiar with that with like individual directors yet, but I feel like there's a lot more I don't want to say individuality because that wouldn't be right, but like with an artist, the everything about like it's very clear that this is their music, but the
Right.
director,
Yeah.
like when you're watching a movie,
Mhm.
just at face value, you would not be able to tell who made it, but you see the actors, you're like, oh, I know that person's in it.
Yeah,
That
that's
person's in
not
it. So, like,
always true.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like a lot of
I'm just saying, like, without having any prior knowledge, like if you know a director's like style and you're like, oh, this person made it, then that's one
Yeah.
thing. But I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
somebody who's never kind of even paid attention to any of that watching a movie isn't gonna immediately be able to tell who made it. You know?
And
It's because movies are more of a group effort, right?
Exactly.
You have
Right.
like you have composers, you have directors, cinematographers,
right, just like a bunch of
actors.
people
Yeah.
coming together, right?
It's much
And
more
it's
of a
also might be
collaboration.
because like with a band, let's say,
Right.
band makes 4 albums, it's that same group of people making 4 different albums. But with a director,
Yeah.
it's like them and a bunch of other actors.
Yeah,
and
there's a
them
bunch.
and
Yeah,
Mhm.
other
that's
actors
true.
and them, you know. Well, not just actors, like everybody, but you know what I mean.
Right.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wait,
I definitely think that can happen.
Yeah,
I definitely
it's
think we can
definitely-
get affected.
Yeah, definitely a
I
thing.
feel like that happens to me a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I try to watch everything like not objectively, because if I just have a good time with a movie, I don't want to be like, well, technically the cinematography is like I want to just admit that I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
But like I kind of also try to avoid those expectations, even though it's really hard and like I almost
Yeah.
never manage to do it.
Eventually, you have to just accept that you have taste, and some things you're just not
Yeah.
gonna enjoy,
Right.
which is gonna play heavily into later bits of
Yeah.
this episode.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I guess I'll introduce
Yeah,
the
I'm ready
movie.
to move on.
So I get to pick my favorite movie. For me, this is I think like my second or third favorite movie. It is one of the greatest revenge films of all time. It's Memento by Christopher Nolan, 2000s. It was
Damn.
2000.
2000, yeah. Fun fact, this was his second movie.
Second? Jeez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which you
That's-
can
wow.
definitely tell. I like it because as opposed to like other things I've seen from him, like The Dark Knight, it's way more scaled back.
Right.
It's
Oh,
so like
yeah.
humble as a movie.
only, like-
which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get into this a little more later, but like it's a very self-contained story. Like there's only
For sure.
a handful of major characters actually.
Mhm.
Let me look at the IMDb
So-
actor credits. It's
Yeah,
like
I saw
10
like there
people.
were like
God.
10 people on it, and that's it.
There's
Yeah.
not a
And
large.
like half of those are actual important people in the plot.
Right.
Yeah,
Even less
only
if you
about,
don't count
3 or 4.
like. Oh yeah, it's just gonna say this now. With a movie like this, you can't avoid spoiling it. So
Yeah.
spoilers.
We
in
can
advance.
stay out of spoilers for a little
Yeah,
bit.
just
I
for a
think.
Sure,
tiny little
but
bit.
part of one of my favorite things is like the writing. So we gotta dip into
We'll
spoiler
talk about
territory
that.
eventually.
But like,
Yeah.
there's some other things.
Yeah.
I do
Mhm.
think whenever they use black and white, especially at the end in that house, oh man,
Yeah.
that is gorgeous.
works really
It's
well.
so
Mhm.
nice.
It's really
Sometimes
nice.
black and white is just used for the sake of using black and white, but here it actually separates
Yeah.
two periods of time for the viewer, so it actually
Sure.
has a
Yeah.
defined purpose.
I think it's honestly.
yeah.
I don't really have much to say about like the black and white.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fun.
but like the cinematography in general is
Pretty good.
again, it's
Oh,
very
okay.
scaled back.
Yeah.
It's very
Mhm.
kind of intimate, I guess.
Yeah,
It's a personal story, right?
Right.
for sure. It's
I
pretty
think
much
in
like
terms
one
of-
guy.
Yeah, in terms of
Yeah.
performance, the girl who plays Natalie, Carrie Ann Moss, she is fantastic. Her performance
God,
is
yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Like
I
Guy
actually
Pearce
really agree with that.
and Teddy are good too. but she is great.
Yeah.
Hers is good. I
she's
really
so good.
also respect Guy Pearce for playing this character because it's not like you're not playing a usual character. Like you're playing someone who you kind of have to shift into this whole mindset of like I don't know what's going on and I have to act like that, you know?
Okay,
So-
we can do some spoiler.
Yeah, we
spoiler
got.
stuff.
It's not very easy to like stay off of spoilers here, but like,
But a movie like
Yeah.
this,
yeah.
not at all.
So from now on,
I don't even know where to start with this movie, man. It's so good. It's just
Yeah.
like
what do you think, Zimani? I wanna hear a little from you because you just watched.
I was
it. What-
yeah, I
what's
just
your
watched it today. I was like, so basically, at the beginning, I was kind of following along, but by the end, it started getting really convoluted. Holy shit!
It is very because I like the way it's told because it's like it really does convey his confusion and everything. Because
Yeah.
of course Christopher Nolan tells it all out of order.
Right.
So like
Just trying to-
the end
even-
happens at the beginning.
even like sitting down and saying, okay, I'm gonna write a script where the story is basically told backwards. It like would just be so
like it's
daunting
like
that
it's
it's
almost
it's amazing that
backwards.
it got pulled off this way. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
almost
so-
backwards.
But
so
it's
weird.
not
I got
exactly
dogs.
backwards.
No,
it's
not
like,
exactly
it's like
backwards,
Pulp
but it's like-
Fiction. It's kind of
Yeah.
like just all
I
over
haven't
the
seen
place.
that yet, so.
Right.
Well, Pulp
But-
Fiction
yeah.
has a very similar style of
Yeah.
storytelling.
Pulp Fiction.
Because like, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, Pulp Fiction. I feel like it doesn't feel to me like it's like fully like I feel like in Memento the color shots are always like they're always in like reverse order, and then I
Yeah.
think the black and
I
white
think
shots
you're right, actually.
yeah
The black and white
But the
shots are
thing-
going forward.
the thing about Pulp
And the-
Fiction is that it's more of a thing where it's just like
It's
kind
just
of
Pulp Fiction
all out of
is
order.
just all over the place.
Yeah, and you can't really tell what's coming at what time because
Yeah.
there's no
I'm not gonna
indicator.
spoil that movie, but
Yeah.
like one of the biggest moments, like the climactic part, happens at kind of the middle of the movie. It's very
Oh,
bizarre.
Yeah.
He tells
Yeah,
it
like-
all out of order.
With this one, I feel like for me, once I kind of figured out what it was doing, once I realized like, oh, okay, so in color is going backwards, black and white is
Yeah.
going forwards,
Yeah.
but it's at a different time.
Mhm.
After that,
That's
you could just
awesome.
kind of like
It's awesome.
keep track of both separately.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was kind of trying to do this, but for the most part, I was just like keeping track of what was going on in each one as if it was a separate story, and then at the end, when they like converge in the middle, then you're like, oh, okay, now everything makes sense and adds up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is such a cool moment when you realize when you
Yeah.
finally
Right.
like when it all
Yeah.
clicks, you're like, oh my god, I love that.
Well,
part.
there's a couple of times when they tease you and you think you know what's happening. I've seen this film
Yeah.
3 times now, but like it still
yeah.
keeps me on the edge of my seat every time.
Hmm.
so
'Cause
good.
it's like it
Yeah.
is just really great.
Yeah, honestly.
Do we want to talk about the ending now, or do we
I
want to
think-
say that?
Sorry, my dogs are barking. But basically, I think what was I gonna say? Okay,
A
I
jaw-dropping
fucking
ending.
forgot. I
Oh, it's-
forgot.
The
Holy
ending
shit.
is fantastic.
Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I wish I could have said this at like before we went spoilers and stuff. But like, I'm really, really glad I went into this movie blind. Like, I had
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I had no clue what was gonna happen. I didn't know the
I didn't
story
know it,
whatsoever.
and I was so happy
I
about
am
that.
really glad that I just went into it blind. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was
That's the best way to
yeah.
watch it, I think.
at the start. I was like, oh, is this guy like a detective? I was like,
I mean, he kind of
Yeah,
is.
he
I
kind
guess.
of is. But
I
like,
thought he was gonna like. This is kind of weird, but from the little thumbnail of it on Amazon Prime, he's like standing there. He's got all these like tattoos. He's got his shirt off. So I thought he was gonna like fight people a lot more than he did, which was
Yeah,
zero
there's
times.
there's really not much.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
like,
like
violence.
expecting him to like. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was like, I wonder what kind of movie this is gonna be. And then honestly, I don't think I've ever watched a movie where I finish it and I'm like, oh, I wish I did more research before watching that. Like, I feel like going in
Mhm.
blind is just the best way to watch
Yeah.
any movie.
for sure. I definitely
Yeah.
agree, especially with this movie. Oh my god, going
Mhm.
into it blind.
I'm gonna revoke what I said before, because I actually think the second watch I enjoyed the most. The first time I saw it, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Mhm.
And the second time, which was just like a month or two ago, it blew me out of the water. I was like, holy shit, this is so good. Because
Yeah,
I kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah, and then you can kind of appreciate like the way everything is set into place.
So
right?
much foreshadowing. There's like
Yeah.
so many cool ideas. There's like one part because Leonard near the beginning of the movie, Leonard has been living at that motel for a bit, and he walks to the door and he like pulls it instead of pushing it,
Right.
which like
Oh
anyone
my
else
god,
you
dude.
you would grow to memorize like you
Yeah.
know doing that at that place, but since he doesn't have any memory, he doesn't remember, and that's like
I
such
saw
a
that and I was
interesting
like,
touch.
yeah, I saw that and I was like,
Those
holy
subtle
shit, that
details.
is really, really subtle and really good.
Yeah, very subtle.
The best scene
But,
in
like,
the
it's
entire
very
movie.
interesting.
The best scene in the entire movie is in the middle. Is about in the middle where my man, Guy Pearce is running. And he's like, where am I? Oh, I'm chasing someone. And then,
And then he shoots
then
him.
he shoots
No,
him,
it's
and
like,
he's
no,
like,
He's chasing
no,
me.
he's
It's such a
chasing me.
great line.
Because
Yeah.
it's so, like it's such a juxtaposition of like in his mind he's just like, oh okay, so what am I
Yeah.
doing? And in what's in reality it's like this like fast paced like
Yeah,
panic.
he's near
But he's
death.
so calm
Yeah.
in his mind, just like, oh okay, I guess he's chasing me.
That even
But-
subverted my expectations. I was like,
Because you kind of laugh and you're not expecting to like
Yeah.
watch comedy in such
Right.
in a story like this, but it's like I think
There are some
one thing
very
about
funny
it is,
moments.
yeah, and also
So
some
it's-
very
especially like Teddy. Watching Teddy and Leonard's dynamic is so fun. They bounce off each other so
Mhm.
well.
yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, there are also some really fucking like fucked up moments. Like
It is very. It's a dark.
Yeah.
I thought the commentary
It's-
on like revenge was really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I want to talk about that part in a bit, but I feel like the whole movie is kind of like darkly funny, like in the sense that
mm-hmm.
when like you know when you're having like a terrible day and you're like how can it possibly get worse, and then it gets worse. It's like that kind of funny in that it's not actually funny at all, but it's like just like cosmic irony that it's just like
Right.
everything.
There's some dark
I don't know,
comedic
man.
moments
Yeah.
for sure. But most of it
And
is
those are
like
really good.
that. You can take it the other way too, of like of just like a very serious drama, because it kind of works in both ways depending on
Yeah.
what mood you're in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's I'm not saying oh it's a comedy. It's just like it has surprisingly kind of like funny elements to
Yeah,
it.
there's
when it's
levity
also
in it.
really serious.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really quick, I want to mention the ending. I
Right.
think that is
Oh
such
my
a
god.
amazing way to like
Yeah.
such a complicated character too, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
for him, if he doesn't have somebody to constantly chase after and like kill, then he has no reason to live. So
Right.
Yeah.
he gets to that point over and over again, and he's like, okay, what's the alternative now? Do I just like basically die because I have nothing to live for, or do I just find someone else
Mhm.
and I'll never know that I did this already? So it's
Yeah.
just like you have to make the choice every time, like I'm gonna put myself through this, I'm gonna kill another person just because the alternative is like nothing.
Yeah, man.
Which is
Yeah,
such
and
a, like,
the twist that
insane-
he
Yeah.
already killed John G was so
Which like
it's just so well
Yeah.
handled.
we kind of knew,
Man,
but
the
in a
color.
different way, because the movie starts off with him killing someone, and we're like, oh, so we know that he kills the guy, but
Right.
then you're like, oh wait,
But Teddy
He
isn't the actual guy.
Teddy isn't
Yeah,
the guy
he's
at
not
all.
actually John G.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, and
yeah.
the whole twist with like that Sammy Jenkins was like he actually
Whoa.
was that guy.
Yeah,
and
he
did
is.
that. I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my god.
That's just him like repressing what actually
Yeah,
happened.
made
I
up
like
a
that
whole
lot.
story to tell
Yeah.
other people just so that he didn't have to confront that part of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
like,
about you
yeah.
guys, but I also kind of saw it as like an allegory for like mentally ill people too, and how people can
Holy
just
shit, 1
manipulate them.
second.
Which,
Yeah, that was-
because everybody in Leonard's life, you know, Teddy,
advantage of
everybody
him.
just manipulates him.
Yeah, everyone
Because
was
they know
fucking
he's
with
not
him.
gonna like
Yeah.
when
Because he's vulnerable. They know he can't
Yeah.
do anything.
I don't
about it.
remember her
Oh my-
name. Why can't I fucking remember her name?
Natalie?
Yeah, Natalie. Yeah,
Natalie.
Natalie. When she was just insulting him, and then
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
just like
and it's
that part was
and then
so
he
like
can't
sad.
remember.
Yeah.
They're like, I have to write this down. I have to write this down because if I don't, she's gonna like
Yeah, and then
take
she
advantage of
slams
it,
the door,
and
and,
then she
it,
Right.
attacks
and he,
him, and it's just like
Yeah, damn.
because you know
yeah.
that he like got caught by it, and it's just it's frustrating. Like it's a kind of realistic aspect
Yeah.
of the like people
And it's
take advantage
fucked
of you
up,
if they
too.
can.
it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah, and it's fucked up. Holy shit.
Oh man,
It
yeah.
is a
Yeah,
fucked
what
up-
a fucked
And the
up
whole-
thing to do, man. Jesus
But also,
Christ.
like the manipulating part is like the whole time you feel bad for him, obviously.
Right.
But then at the end, you're like, oh wait, this guy is like basically a serial killer because he
Yeah, no one's
kills
really
people.
that likable in the movie.
No,
It's
like you
even
think
Leonard by the end, he's so
you think
detached.
Leonard is
from
likable.
yeah.
You think he's like the guy you got to root for the most of the time,
Yeah.
and then at the end you realize, oh wait, he's actually
Yeah.
like pretty
He's-
awful too.
It's a very gray film for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
very gray.
It's fucked up, you know.
It's the
Yeah.
type of movie I like.
Yeah.
Like,
Just like
it's
as it
very
goes, as it goes further on, you realize that more and more people are just so fucked up.
Hmm
yeah. It is
live in
very
a
human in that
society.
way.
Yeah, it's like, ugh,
we truly do
yeah,
live in
Yeah.
a society.
yeah. Teddy's
Man.
like, oh, I'm a bad guy. It's me, Teddy, the bad guy. And then Natalie, you realize Natalie's
Yeah,
kind of
everybody's
bad.
like-
everyone's kind of.
Yeah.
People are
they're
like-
not, no one's really a bad guy. Even
Yeah.
Teddy is genuinely just
Yeah,
trying
People
to
are
help
just
because he thinks
acting out of
he's
their own
right.
self-interest,
Right.
and
Yeah, they are
It's just like-
motivated, and Teddy tries to do like a drug thing too on the side, and I like that. That was
yeah,
just a way to add realism. But yeah, I'm
Right.
good. I'm good talking about the movie.
yeah.
I think.
That's it.
can I praise this enough? So good.
We gotta
It is
give
a-
it a rating now. Here's the
5
rating.
out of 5.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 all around, right?
Yeah, 5 all around.
5 all
Look at
around.
that. It hasn't happened
Yeah.
since episode
Hasn't-
1, right?
Episode
No,
no,
Whiplash.
episode 2. Whiplash
Two.
is Whiplash
yeah.
was
We gotta make a list of like all the unanimous 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only had 3
Frog
so
cinema.
far. We've only had 3.
Yeah.
Memento, please watch it. Go in
Yeah,
blind.
go watch
It is
it.
a
Yeah.
fantastic.
Go in
Well,
blind.
you
Well,
can't
actually-
go blind if you just listen to
Yeah.
this. But
Well, we might
Uh,
skip the spoilers because I feel like
Yeah, I'll make this
Yeah.
like a spoiler section in this. But
Mhm.
anyways, we
yeah.
can. You want to go into the next little?
yeah, sure. So I
Yeah.
picked when did it come out? I think 1988. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
1988 film Akira, directed by, let me get his name right. I think it was Katsuhiro. What's his last name? Yeah, Katsuhiro Otomo.
Otomo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked it.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a cult classic, right?
It is, and
Mhm.
I am a fan. I-
And-
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I bought this on. I wanted to watch this, but I wanted to watch it legally, and I couldn't like find it on any streaming. And I went on Amazon, and they had like the 25th anniversary Blu-ray. So I was like, all right, I'll buy it. And then I just
Oh, you
Yeah.
got the Blu-ray.
watched it and liked it. Yeah, just I hadn't seen it, but I just
Blu-ray.
wanted to see it, and I was like, I'll get the
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
might as well.
So, yeah.
I respect that. I did not. I watched it a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent you guys a
By the way,
questionably legal.
by the
link.
way, guys, we do
Watched
not
it.
condone pirating.
We do
No,
not.
never
We do
do
not
that.
condone pirating.
Buy the Blu-ray if you're gonna watch
Here's
it.
the thing, C-Money. I don't know about you, Zane,
Yeah.
but I
okay.
kind of feel like a big fat dipshit asshole for not liking this movie. 'Cause
Why?
I-
Because it's a cult classic.
No, because I feel like I'm just bullying you at this point. Because
Oh, no, man.
I'm not enjoying anything.
Our
Yeah.
tastes are just really
For the
on
past
the opposite
while.
side of the spectrum.
For the
That's
the
true.
past little while, you
There's
guys have
that.
just
There's
had
that one full
polarizing
moon
opinion.
thing, like Memento, that comes around.
Right.
And the thing about this movie is that I think it's amazing, but I can also easily understand why you wouldn't like it. It's
Right.
that kind of movie, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really, yeah, it's kind of funny because the past little while, you two have been like just, holy shit, my fucking dogs. You two have just been, you guys have just like had completely polarizing opinions on a bunch
Yeah.
of the things. And
Yeah.
you know, other than Memento and whatnot, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And
We'll-
we
we'll-
return.
we'll
we
find
return
some
back
more.
to the polarizing
Yeah.
opinions.
Yeah.
right.
Well, what was I gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is the kind of thing where it either kind of just like clicks with you and like you like what it's doing, or it's just kind of complete. Like there's no. I feel like there's not a lot of people like, yeah, it was pretty good. I thought it was good. You're either
Yeah.
like, yeah, this was
Yeah.
amazing, or you're just like, I don't get what I'm supposed to like here, you know?
Right.
And I feel like it's one or the other, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, I said you know a lot there. I just realized I gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, I know.
It's
So here's the big idea.
right.
I think there are definitely I think it's the same way around for me. I did not enjoy it, but I definitely
Yeah.
get why people would. The
I-
film is
yeah.
gorgeous. It's
Oh,
so
man,
well
the
done.
animation is
Yeah.
amazing, dude.
Undeniable.
I'm a big
The
fan of
weight
the
of
animation.
everything,
Mm-hmm.
like the lighting, the weight of everything, and like the way people move is so, man.
Use
Yeah.
of light, like color
Yeah.
and shadows and everything.
Yeah, there's
Oh
just
man.
Yeah.
I've my second time when I wasn't trying as hard to follow, like, okay, what's going on, because I had already seen it. I could just appreciate all the
I could see it
visual-
would be something that gets better on the second
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, I
it
honestly,
is just
when I watched it the first time, I was like, gave it a 5 out of 5, and then I was like, like later I was like, did I really think that was a 5 out of 5, or was it just like hype? So I watched it again, and then I was like, no, I still think it's 5 out of 5. Like, this is
Yeah.
just like a few minutes in, I was already just like, yeah, no, I was right the first time. But man,
Yeah.
yeah.
what else was like? Yeah, so I want to know what you guys didn't like about it, and I want to discuss that.
Not much of a fan of the story, honestly.
The
Yeah,
story is
didn't really-
kinda- do you guys
Pretty boring.
Yeah,
honestly.
do you guys
honestly.
want like a recap of actually what happened, like especially at the end, because I know it's kind
I
of
know
like,
what happened at the end. I understand.
I
Yeah.
get what happened.
Yeah, okay.
I definitely understand the story, but like, yeah, it just didn't really
Yeah.
click with me, honestly.
So, I wanted to mention this, Jaxon. You mentioned in your review that you thought Tetsuo's motivation was bad, which I get, and I want to should say, I don't know what I want to do, but I feel like looking at it as that he's evil and that's why he did it is like the wrong way to go about it, because I never saw him as like evil or a villain.
Oh,
I
I
feel
just
like-
didn't remember his name. That's why I called him, because he is technically
Yeah,
the
yeah,
main antagonist. I just didn't remember.
Yeah,
his
he's the antagonist for sure, but like
it is definitely like supposed to be. It's definitely supposed to be. Oh, it is again. Once again, it's like a gray thing. I guess I do feel bad for him, and I did like the idea
no,
of
it's not. Yeah,
power consuming someone reckless and young.
Right.
yeah.
But it's
so
just like it's not the character motivation I have a problem with. It's like the relationship with him and the main guy. It was
Yeah.
like it was so poorly developed that when like they started monologuing about why they hate each other or why Tetsuo doesn't like him, I was like, wait, what? That's your
Yeah.
motivation?
But like,
Why didn't they
so-
do this earlier?
Mhm.
Well,
Like, they
like in
didn't
the
I know
beginning,
that.
it's like in the first scene where they're like doing the motorcycle race. It's kind of like implied that Tetsuo is like the one who gets shit on all the time, and then
Yeah.
like the way I saw it was that if you take this kid who's like, he mentions in the scene where they're all like, I don't know where they are, but like after him and his girlfriend get beat up and everybody like comes to find him, he mentions in that scene that like he doesn't want to be the one who has to always be like helped
Yeah.
anymore. So
No,
if
I
you take a
know.
person like that and then you just give them like all this power, and like a kid too, I feel
Yeah,
like it's
I
a
totally agree
natural
with you.
progression that he's
That
just
makes
gonna like go to that point.
total sense to me. It was just not well developed, and I really
Mm.
just
Mm.
I was like they showed it in flashbacks like earlier their early life or whatever. I was like,
Mhm.
why didn't they just do this at the beginning of the movie? Because then I would have actually cared when shit hit the fan. But I have like no
Mhm.
idea really who these characters are. They imply some
Yeah.
relationship, but I'm like, is that really what it is? I barely even believe it. Like
Mhm.
really,
Yeah.
it's hard to
B-
believe for me.
It's kind of like, I mean, I feel like I get what you're saying. I feel like his Tetsuo's arc though is good, because like he starts out as like he's kind of the whiny kid who always needs to be saved, and then he gets his shit and he's like, now I don't.
Yeah,
he goes
I
off the
love
deep end.
that.
Yeah.
I
But
think
at
that's
the
a
end-
great story idea.
But I liked it at the end. He goes back to the way he was. Like he's like
Yeah,
screaming
'cause
for help, and he's like,
worried.
yeah, and he becomes like
Horrified.
basically becomes a baby,
Yeah.
like in appearance too. I totally get what you're saying. It is kind of, if I had to pick a flaw about this, I think it would be that some things aren't given enough time to be developed, and I think that's a flaw in just the fact that it's a movie. And let me explain what I mean by that. It's
Mhm.
what Akira came from is like a 6-volume manga, and it's way different from
Yeah, that
the
makes sense.
movie.
That makes sense.
So I feel like
That
putting
makes
this into a series would have been better, because you can kind of extend it
I
for
can see
longer.
this working so well as a
Yeah.
miniseries.
Yeah.
that movie,
So
It is not. It is too
Mhm.
shallow. There's not
yeah,
enough.
it doesn't have enough time.
there.
I do agree that it doesn't have enough time to develop a lot of stuff. But for me, everything that it does well, it does so well that it like completely overshadows that for me. Like I get what you're saying, but I also I don't know. I
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Man,
I
I
don't
haven't
know. I
talked
feel
in a
like
while.
the style is crazy.
It
So-
does have a lot of
It
style.
does have a
It's
lot
got
of style to it.
atmosphere.
Mhm.
Yeah, it also has a big fucking forehead. Oh my fucking goodness.
Yeah.
Jesus
Can we
Christ.
talk about
That's kind of
Mexico's
infamous.
Yeah,
massive?
can we talk about this guy's fucking
That was
forehead?
really distracting. I think the character designs were a little weak, honestly. Like I already forgot what they looked like because they were just kind of. They
Yeah,
were
well,
so.
I can remember the guy with the big fucking forehead.
That's
Yeah.
the forehead guy, but that's because that design like was so
Right.
appalling, bad looking that I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
most of the characters kind of blend in to me.
And
Yeah,
it-
but it's
it's
also
so
because
good for
not.
a movie like Soul, where it's like, oh my god, I instantly recognize what those characters look like. There's so much design there and so much style to
Right.
their big chubby cheeks and everything. Like there's so much, it's so memorable. And then you compare it to this, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah. I also feel like though pretty much only two characters are important. Like the two main guys, the whole story is like their story. Like everybody else is just kind of
Yeah.
But they
extra.
devote so much time to like the scientists and the military
Yeah.
guys. And I'm like, dude, I really don't care at all about what
Mhm.
these fucking people in a business room have to say. I just don't care.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
I
the
don't know.
polar opposite for Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
It's,
well,
this is
but like,
good, and this one
but,
is
but
bad.
like, it's trying to be such an emotional movie. So why are you undercutting the movie with these boring, boring scenes of talking?
Yeah,
Well, I think that's all world building. Like the world building was really good for me, and that
Oh,
all
yeah,
is
I
just
know.
showing that
I
there's so
don't think
much
it's bad. I
unrest
just
in
didn't
the.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
It's not-
Yeah.
I honestly found some of the parts of it boring.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess I get
Action
that.
was pretty dull too. A lot of it just felt like it didn't really need to be there that much. I get it's
What?
world building to set up the dystopian thing,
Yeah.
but like, I was like, couldn't you do something else with this time? Like, I get it, they're on motorcycles, they're blowing things up, but like, can we
Yeah.
maybe do something else?
Yeah, as soon as I saw the motorcycle, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be one of those movies. I actually don't even know what I was talking. I don't even know what I mean by one of those movies, but I feel like
Bike movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a
bike
movie.
Well, it's gonna be a bike movie with motorbikes and gangs and motorbikes.
Oh, speaking of the bike, actually, I did like the design of that. Like
Yeah.
that sticks out.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
pretty
it's
nice.
pretty iconic now. Like that bike, even though it
Yeah.
only shows up for a little bit.
Oh, it's a sick
yeah,
bike.
I don't know.
I'm very conflicted on how I feel about the score, the
I
Oh,
soundtrack.
love
I
the score,
really
man.
don't like the
It's
score.
so it's so like
Kind of in the middle, I guess.
Hey, it's the first time I'm not in the middle. Holy shit.
it's
It's very
like,
unconventional.
really
for sure.
understated, and it's like it doesn't get
I
used that
wouldn't say
often.
understated, but it
But
is.
it's sometimes there's just like silence, and sometimes there's like the sound.
Right.
There's not a soundtrack the whole time, and like I think silence is used really well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like it because it's so different from just anything.
It is.
I
Like
can
the score
understand that.
stands out for sure.
Yeah, it
but
definitely
was
stands out, but
also just, it was just kind of distracting
yeah.
some of the time because it was so like weird and experimental, I guess, for a
Right.
movie
Yeah.
that I was like, it was kind of distracting. Not that
Right.
it's like the movie's fault, because I do think I guess I think it's a good score, but
Right.
it was so weird, which is fine.
I
I'm
feel
fine
like
with
that
stuff like
fits
that.
though, like with just how
Yeah, I
everything
think it
is
fits the
in that.
vibe.
Yeah, it's definitely like kind of back to what I was saying earlier. This is definitely one of those where it just kind of either meshes with your brain and you just
Mm-hmm.
everything that is in the movie is either like, yeah, that's cool, or like, what the hell are they doing?
Honestly, for
You
me,
know?
Hit or
I
miss.
think this is just a classic case of not my taste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely not really for me, personally.
yeah,
Oh, there was a cool idea I liked actually
Mhm.
that I do want to mention.
Yeah, go.
which is
Uh,
what.
not that it's like super well done or anything, but I liked how they kind of switched the morality of all the people in the movie, because at first you think, oh, the military guys are evil and everything, and like, oh, all these terrorists are evil or whatever, because
Yeah.
you know they're putting stuff up, and then the film kind of
Mhm.
tries to add some depth by switching around the morality, which I
Yeah.
don't think it was handled that well. Some of it was really corny, but like it was a cool idea.
It seems like a cool
In
concept.
in
Really.
concept, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I had something. Shit. Oh yeah. Yeah. The whole like character of Tetsuo also, maybe this is like duh, but I feel like he's kind of an allegory, I guess, for humanity, and the power would be like the nuclear bomb. You know what I mean?
Holy shit. Man.
Because like it first of all, it was made in Japan, which they kind of have obvious reasons to dislike the
history.
nuclear bomb. But like they mention, there's a line about like, imagine if you gave an amoeba the power of a human. Like, what do amoebas do? They just devour everything. So that's how they would use that power. And I feel like that line really represents what the thing is trying to get at, because it's like he is a direct like metaphor, I guess, for that. Like,
I guess so.
way too much power than
I
he's
see
meant
how
to
he could
handle,
function.
and he tears himself apart because like everything goes to hell because of him, and it like goes to his head immediately.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that
like
makes
that
sense.
part.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really take it that way, and even then, it doesn't really save the film for me.
No,
but-
yeah, I think it's just a cool metaphor.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't really. I guess that kind of plays into the question earlier too.
Mhm.
I just wasn't really thinking about that.
Yeah, I only kind of like thought of that on the second watch. I was like, oh, maybe that's kind of what that's about. But one last random thing. I really like how the color red is used in this movie. That sounds weird, but like
Not at
so
all.
many things are just like solid red, and it really like kind of ties into like the color palette and the style, like Kaneda's jacket, Tetsuo's cape, his bike. When the cult people are writing Akira on the road, that's like bright red paint. I don't know. I feel like when it's used,
more of a style thing over like a
yeah,
Yeah.
but
like,
I don't know. I like the way that ends up looking and feeling.
Yeah. Can I say
Yeah.
something, by the way? I
No,
really
no.
don't like this poster at all. I think it really poorly represents the movie. I'm looking at it now, and I just like
Where he's walking towards his bike.
he's walking on the bike.
Yeah.
And just with a
It-
white background.
Yeah, I feel like it.
What is that?
I
Instead of-
actually like it, but like it honestly, it really doesn't
Looks
represent
nice.
the movie. It does.
Yeah, I just don't think it
Yeah.
represents the movie at all.
Yeah, I feel like it really doesn't represent.
It's alright. I just wanted to mention that because I'm looking at it now and
Yeah.
it's just on my mind.
What would you put in a poster that was going to represent this more?
I'm not the artist.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
I
not
know.
the
I just
fucking
want to know,
artist.
like, what your opinion on that is. Like, what would be
I
better
don't know.
for this?
Like, well, you have to think like what
Right.
would also look good, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put something about like corruption of power or
Yeah.
something like.
How do you
Big
convey
city.
that on a poster?
Big fucking
You
city.
do something. It's not my job, but I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, but I'm just.
Yeah.
It's just an anime guy walking to his bike. Like, what does that
Mhm.
have to do with the emotional story of
Well,
the
a lot of
power
a
and
lot of
humanity?
movie posters are just like the main character standing there, and I don't think the poster has to like.
I'm not giving them a pass. I'm the other one's
Yeah.
a pass.
I don't think a poster has to like convey the themes of the movie, because that's what the movie's for. Know what
But
I mean?
it's yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't really
Yeah.
like it that much.
Doesn't. Yeah.
Sorry.
I think it's well done, but yeah, it doesn't
It
really.
looks good. That's
Yeah.
like the movie. It looks good, but
Yeah, it doesn't really
I don't
represent. Yeah,
much.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think
guess
I'm
we
kind-
should.
I don't have anything else to say. I don't
Yeah,
think.
really. Yeah. I don't
I'm
really have
sorry.
much-
Sorry, C Money. I'll like the next thing
Yeah,
you recommend.
I'm sorry
Gonna
about this.
Probably
Callum.
not. But
Oh, you're gonna. Oh yeah, because you're doing music this time, Callum.
Ah.
oh, I am.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you're
speaking
right.
of music,
Definitely
well,
won't
actually,
like it.
I was gonna say speaking of
Speaking
music.
Ooh.
I was gonna say
Segue.
speaking of music, but we gotta do our ratings first. I'll
We
go.
do have to do it.
I will go first, right? I'd give it. I think if Tetsuo's forehead wasn't that big, I'd give it a 6. But being that he has such a
Such a
fucking
colossal
yeah,
pen.
he has like it's like double the size of what you need. Holy shit, man! I'm it's half a star off just for that. Holy fucking
Yeah.
shit, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
So 5 out of 10, I
Yeah,
guess. So
5 out of 10.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 out of 5.
All right.
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I think
Yeah.
it's real.
Right. I think it's
I
real good.
I'm with Z Money here. It's
Mhm.
pretty close to a 3 out of 5, but I just did not enjoy it that much, honestly, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it
I
a 2.5 out of 5, like a
Yeah.
high 2.5.
yeah, I got kind of bored of it around the
do,
middle.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I do like some of the third act. It definitely does pick up.
Yeah, I
that
definitely
part.
like the last part of it. I feel like that's more of a 6 or a 7 for me, but like everything else I feel like is like a 4 or 5 to me.
I wouldn't say 4.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I think
right.
there's some parts that are 4 worthy, but yeah, let's move on, right?
let's move on.
So this is my pick
Next thing.
for the favorite, really, when it comes down to it.
Favorite album.
So my favorite album, I chose the album Animals by Pink Floyd. 5 tracks, and two of them are a minute long, and it's a 40-minute album, over 40 minutes. So it's lengthy. The songs are lengthy.
They are lengthy.
They are very, very lengthy.
What do you think, Steve Money? Because this is one of my favorite albums. So,
Yeah.
and I already know what Zane thinks. So I want to know what you think.
I liked it. I don't have many problems with it, but I had like a few minor ones.
Yeah,
but I do enjoy it. But my main problems are, this is just another taste thing, but I do feel like some things go on a bit too long.
I definitely understand that.
Like some parts, not even just like, oh, the songs are too long, but some actual parts of the songs feel like they just kind of are dragged out when I don't think they have to be. And this is definitely a minor thing, but whenever there are like animal sounds, I really don't like that. Like whenever there are actual animal sounds, because
I actually think it's
take
sick.
for example, the beginning of Sheep, when there's like a really kind of like mellow like keyboard playing,
Man.
but in the background there's sheep sounds.
Yeah.
So it's like creating
It's a song about sheep.
Yeah,
I know.
I
get
feel
that.
it
I get why
also.
they're in it.
Yeah,
People.
yeah.
But
I feel
like it creates like two aesthetics in my head that like clash.
Yeah.
That it just kind of
Honestly, it didn't.
Right.
But
Yeah,
that's a
that
minor thing.
don't bother me at all.
yeah. Honestly, it
But-
didn't.
I don't know.
It didn't really clash for me at all. Really, when it comes.
But
yeah.
what was the other thing that I? Oh yeah, and also this is again just personal preference, but sometimes I feel like a lot of Pink Floyd's lyrics are really just like society bad all the time,
Yeah.
and it's
Well, I
like,
mean, that's kind of their whole thing, you know.
Roger is very anti-capitalism and
No, not
Yeah.
yet.
Well, he's not really.
that.
He's
Not even that that's bad.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes it's like write about something
Yeah.
else. Like
yeah. This is
I don't know.
definitely one of
I
those.
like it though.
That's,
Those
that's the concept of the album.
Yeah, this
So
is
I can't really
the whole concept is like a criticism of capitalism.
But it feels
Yeah.
like not maybe not capitalism specifically, but like
And
a lot of their other ones are also like, oh, you know,
Yeah,
just this
that's
part
one
of
of-
society is bad, and this
that's what
part
he
of
likes
society is
writing
bad.
about.
yeah.
Yeah, I
He has
get
a
it.
lot to say about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger is very cynical.
Even though I just listed
Political.
a bunch of things I don't
yeah,
like,
very
I really
cynical
like
and
this.
political.
Those are only the things I don't like.
Yeah.
Everything else I like a lot. I
Mhm.
enjoyed this one.
I gotta
I
say,
get why like I get the song drag on too long complaint, but damn, it's so
Yeah.
like I really do just disagree. It's so spacious, and
Yeah.
it really takes its time, and each musical beat is like a fucking punch.
yeah,
It's so
especially
it's
on
so
Sheep.
great.
Especially on Sheep, you know, like when
Sheep is sick.
Yeah, when-
Sheep is the best.
you know,
song.
yeah, when Sheep is like they go from the vocal track into the synthesizer, and then it just has like that little part where there's nothing going on, and then it's just like the fucking huge huge sound. Oh my god,
And those
dude.
big drum hits too, with like everything. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
It's
There's so many like
Yeah.
it is another one of those kind of
yeah.
ultimate prog rock albums. you know?
Sonically, it's got to be my favorite Pink Floyd album.
Sounds great.
Man,
To say
it is so good. Like in terms of the music, I think it's
yeah.
weaker in terms of the concept though. Pink Floyd had
I
five
you say
concept
that, but like I don't even think the concept is weak. I actually think it's really strong. I just
hmm
am not that interested in
Yeah,
that stuff. But
I'm not
yeah,
exactly interested in economic systems, as a matter of
yeah,
fact, and like
as a
dictatorships.
15-year-old child, it really doesn't
Yeah.
affect
Well, I mean,
much
there are a
yet.
bunch of 15-year-olds who are getting very, active politically,
But
and
yeah, that's
you do
true.
you, but like, geez, man,
I
I just
just
want to
wanna
listen to my music. I don't care about your
listen to
fucking,
songs.
yeah, yeah.
But
Honestly,
even then, I do think like the like pigs. That song
yeah,
is so tongue in cheek and like playful, but also
yeah,
so cynical
right.
and like
Oh my God,
and
I think the most underrated David Gilmour guitar solo is on Pigs.
pigs. Yeah,
Right at the end.
the solo at
Holy
the end
fuck!
is great.
It really does like perfectly capture the kind of whole rebellious kind of thing. I feel
Yeah, and I like how on Sheep, because at the end, because kind of whatever story there is, I guess,
right.
where like I think what happens, I haven't listened to it in a while, but I
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, the sheep killed the dogs, or the dogs
Yes, they
die,
do.
or
The
something.
sheep killed the dogs,
So
and
so
then
there's this like triumphant guitar riff. It's
man,
like one of the
yeah.
best parts of the album.
Oh fuck.
I did like the part of the, I guess, the story where it was like the the dogs are right, they're like in power, right, they're the
There.
authority,
hmm
and then the sheep kind of kill them and take over, but then the very last lines are about like
Yeah.
kind of control, so it's like,
Yeah.
oh
And the
yeah,
sheep.
now that these people are in power, the cycle just repeats again, and it's
Right,
like
and that's that's
nobody can ever
exactly
really.
what it is.
Yeah, and also
Sorry.
the fact that it starts and ends with basically the same song kind of
Right.
also ties into that, like, oh, the cycle
Yeah, the
repeats
whole cyclical
thing.
nature of
Yeah,
it.
but I
And I just
also like
realized,
but you could argue that the triumphant thing, because in Pigs on the Wing 1, it's very like cynical and
Yeah.
like sad and everything, like talking about
Yeah. If you
loneliness
didn't
and pain
care,
and whatever.
if you didn't
Yeah,
care,
and then
and
on
then
yeah,
Pigs on the Wing 2, they reverse all the lyrics, so it's
yeah,
all
where
like
it's
happy.
hmm
yeah, it's
know
like
that I
if
Take that
you,
how
care,
you
if
right?
will
the
it.
first one is like,
Yeah.
if you and I didn't care, but then the second one is like, oh, but I know we do, like, so it's fine.
Yeah, like yeah. So you can take it a lot of ways, I guess.
Yeah,
hmm
I don't know.
I just realized that this movie, not movie, this album, Dark Side and also The Wall all kind of have like a cyclical theme, if not actually just
yeah,
repeating
definitely.
and looping on themselves.
I've
Like The Wall, and I think Dark Side too. They literally just, if you play the
Yeah,
first
yeah
and last song back to back, they
Dark
flow
Side and the
perfectly into
Wall
each
loop
other.
into
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah,
Dark Side.
which is
Animals
cool. I
doesn't
like that
technically
concept.
really,
Yeah.
No, but it
but
has like
it does.
that
Yeah,
theme.
it does like end kind of
Yeah.
with the same theme.
Dark Side doesn't
Yeah.
exactly loop because the heartbeat fades out and then it fades back in.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's that same
Mm.
type of
yeah,
animals
it's
thing
the
though. It
same
starts with the
kind of
heartbeat, ends
vibe,
with an heartbeat.
right? It's the same kind of thing as well
Yeah.
as with the wall, where it kind of like
Does
starts.
Wish You Were Here doesn't do that, I guess, but
Yeah,
it does
Wish-
end. It does start and end with the same
It
song.
does start and end with the
It
same
just
song. It's
flips.
just it's one of those Pink Floyd things, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
When
it's
it comes
true.
down to-
I didn't even like think about that, but they
Yeah.
do that a
I
lot.
was talking to my parents actually. They said they listened to Animals, I think today or something, and they said it's okay. What the fuck? They said they said to me, oh well, it's very Pink Floyd, you know, and they didn't really like it sonically.
Definitely is.
They didn't enjoy it as much
It's
as
taste.
other
It's
albums
taste.
in terms of I know it's taste, but like come on,
Greg and
Sheep
Jibby just didn't enjoy it. It's fine. It's
it's
nothing to write home about.
Sheep is so fucking sick. I'm just thinking about Sheep, man.
Everybody gives the props to like dogs,
Yeah.
but I honestly think Sheep is the best song.
Honestly?
it is
Started
it
out
is so like
On my
exciting.
first listen, Sheep was my favorite, and then second, Dogs was my favorite, but Sheep is a close second.
Yeah.
They're both really good.
Yeah.
Dogs kind of went from my out of the 3 tracks, it kind of went from my favorite to my least favorite, honestly.
Least, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
think-
it's
I
only
think
really
my-
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
least favorite was probably the Pigs. I don't know what the
Pigs,
rest of
Three
the
Different
song is
Yeah,
called. Yeah, that
Pigs.
one.
Pigs.
That's probably my least favorite, but
It
I don't think it's bad.
it's
I
very
really enjoyed
weird.
it.
Yeah.
It's just not
Yeah,
out of the three. It's
still
not
a
my
great
favorite.
song.
Mm-hmm. Pigs and
Yeah,
sheep.
I would agree.
Yeah, pigs and sheep kind of follow the
It
same
starts with
formula.
like pig sounds, and then there's like a like that type of sound. It's really
The
weird.
synthesizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
organ comes. Oh my god. Holy shit, man. I'm sorry, I'm just
Yeah,
thinking
talk
about
about
that.
this for like so long. I didn't even like re-listen to it, but like
Yeah.
I did
just remember
today.
it so well.
Yeah, I re-listened
I think-
to it today, and I'm like, holy shit, yeah.
The thing with albums for me is like I think even 2 listens within these like 2 weeks that we have to listen to everything isn't enough for me because like KG, when we first did that and I only listened to it once, I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. It grew on me a lot as I listened
Yeah,
to it
I
more
saw.
and more. So I feel like that can happen like as like
Yeah,
less so for
especially with
movies.
music.
Yeah.
When you
changes
watch a
rapidly.
movie, and you give it a certain score, it's not, you might like it more or less the second time, but it's not likely that you're going to be like, oh, it was bad and now it's like
Yeah,
really really
Yeah,
good.
it'd be different.
Yeah.
So but music, that can happen much more easily because
Yeah.
everything just kind of starts to like click with you and you kind of
Right. Or it just
Especially
doesn't
if you
click.
only listen to it once.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
especially if
I-
you only listen to it once, right?
this
then
one
you listen to
I
it
tried to get like my fully fleshed out opinion on it, so I did it. I've heard it twice, but I want to listen to
Right.
it again because I did like it.
Oh,
It just
man.
feels like this one's like a commitment because it's like even if you want to just
It
play
is.
one track from this album, it's like I gotta put aside 20 minutes for this. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
one like just like
Echoes. You
Yeah.
should see Echoes and fucking
Echoes live at
that song is
Pompeii.
25 minutes long.
Yeah, Echoes live at Pompeii is 25 minutes long. 25 fucking minutes.
Great song.
Great
Yeah.
song. Especially the whale noises. That's my favorite part.
I like.
Oh,
fun
you wouldn't
fact,
get that
I
one.
like the album more. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
I wanna I'm not saying that like when I went to the animal noises, I get that like it can be used well and I get why it's used, but like me when I'm listening to music, the sound of like a pig is not a pleasing sound, so it makes the music less of a pleasing
Yeah.
sound. You know what I mean?
I feel like
Like I get
I
why
get
it's
it.
used.
Yeah.
I see how it
I
could
like
be.
it. I think it's
good.
really,
Yeah.
actually, like creative and
I,
just like
yeah, the thing
they
about
do that. But they
yeah,
did.
the thing about Pink Floyd is that it's definitely one of those like things where it's like you kind of have to listen to the album. A lot of the music I feel it works way better on the album than it does on its own. Like on its own, there
Yeah.
are a lot of songs that work really well on their own, but like when you listen to a full Pink Floyd
Don't tell
album,
me you're gonna listen to "Great Gig" on this in the sky
Yeah.
on your own.
yeah,
Like you're telling me that just a woman screaming at the top of her lungs is good on the ears.
that's my dad's
I
favorite.
don't know.
That's my dad's
It's
favorite
that,
off
but
Dark
she's
Side.
not just screaming.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
singing.
Jaxon 9 months ago put it best as harmonic screeching.
Yeah, I guess.
Harmonic.
I like that song a lot though, because
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just.
No,
it's
I
very-
really
very
like it.
I'm not just big
strong
on "Great Gig
emotions.
in the Sky." It's a good song. It just works better in the context of the album. in
Yeah,
my opinion.
definitely. It's one of those things. Yeah. Man.
Anyways, we're talking about Dark Side.
yeah, we've just
and
moved on to fucking whole Pink Floyd thing. Yeah.
I
We
don't
should
really
just-
have any.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good
Yeah,
with
not
with
much to
this.
say
I have
right now. Any final remarks about the album?
pretty
Not really.
great.
I like
Yeah.
it.
It's my favorite album of all time actually. So
Ah.
pretty
Oh,
more
this is
than
both your favorite albums?
Well, now
What?
I have a new favorite album that I found out about, and I found out that I actually prefer one album. The album "Fish Out of Water" by Chris Squire. Holy fuck, that shit is good.
Not that good.
It's shut the fuck up, Jackson.
Not that
It's really fucking good, dude.
Good album.
It's
not like
it's just
it's
so
not like the greatest.
symphonic. Okay, I'm it's probably my favorite album that I've listened to.
10 out of 10. Great album.
Yeah, really good
masterpiece.
album. I almost gave. I feel like the second. I've listened to enough Pink Floyd where it's at this point it's kind of starting to wear for me. Like I've just listened to so much Pink Floyd that it's one of those
Same.
things where
I
it's
don't
like,
into the Beatles with me and the Beatles too. I don't even like listen to the Beatles anymore because I listen to them so much.
yeah, Pink Floyd, Animals. I think at this point, I used to think it was like maybe a 9.5, but now I feel it's more like a 9 for me.
I give it an
Alright.
8.
Yeah, I understand. So you went down from an 85 to an 8, or sorry, to an 80.
Yeah, I listened to it again, and then I think when I really like read the lyrics, and I was like, "What are these lyrics about?" Then I was kind of like,
Yeah, honestly, not my favorite in terms of the concept of it.
Yeah, I went from
Yeah.
an 85 to an 80.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't know. Maybe I'd give it like a 9 or something. I don't know.
Nah,
It's hard
it's
to rank
fine,
music.
It's fine.
I kind
Yeah,
of after I listen to it too much, I kind of fall out of it. That
right,
that doesn't make the album any less good. Just
right.
means I've listened to it too much.
Yeah.
Personal taste.
I don't know.
You,
Is
you
it a
expect you're
masterpiece?
expecting
Probably.
a bunch. Yeah, you expect a bunch of shit, right? Yeah, those are our awesome opinions.
Mm-hmm.
10
Listen
out
to
of 9 out of a movie.
listen to
album.
the album.
Well-
Listen to the album. If you didn't hear the spoilers, listen to watch fucking Memento. Please watch Memento blind. Go into it blind.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Because we all
yeah.
actually agreed on that one.
Definitely
Yeah.
skip.
Watch Akira.
Yeah. Watch Akira.
If you taste the lines with Callum
yeah.
on
if,
Letterboxd, and watch
if Callum,
Or
you
just
will
watch
yeah.
it and see what you think.
if Callum
You
is
could
your,
pick, you know?
yeah,
Yeah. Form
If-
your own opinion.
If Callum is your
Yeah.
favorite member of the Progcast, watch Akira for this guy.
And also, if your favorite member is me, you have good taste and
You
you're
have
smart
probably the
and
worst taste, honestly.
intelligent and really
Zane heads are
Okay,
definitely
yeah.
the best. Zane heads have got to be the best ones.
Zane heads.
Zane
That's
heads.
good.
Zane heads
I
have
don't
got to
have a
be the
name for
number
my fan
ones.
base. That's
I don't
I
have
gotta
a name,
step up.
Yeah, Callum
Alright.
Callum Cox. Callum Cox.
No, no.
The Seacock.
Yeah,
CC
the
Cock.
Now I am. being
CC
bullied on
Cock.
the
Yeah,
CC
CC
Cock.
Cock.
CC Cock.
Yeah, the CC
internet.
Cox.
No,
Zane
this is a
heads,
good bit, guys. I'm a
CC
big fan of this
Cox,
bit.
and then
You
Yeah.
sound like it.
the J monies, J dollars.
The J
Why is
Dollar.
mine the worst
J
one
Dollar.
by far?
Sucks to
What
suck.
the hell?
CC
Cox
Cock.
is awesome.
No, I'm not
CC
accepting
Cox.
that. That is terrible.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
I'd
Oh,
hate to
also-
be. I'd
Oh,
really.
wait. We have to plug the things, right?
Yeah, we have to plug this.
Follow
shit.
us on Letterboxd. Follow us on Album of the Year. That's where album things
Yeah,
are.
don't
Also-
follow me on Twitter. I make the best
Me,
tweets.
Callum, and Zane are also playing on this group SMP we have, and
Right.
that's been fun. So-
Yeah. Also
Yeah,
follow my
watch that.
follow my Twitter. I made a new tweet and it says my new idea funny money hashtag, and I just wrote a bunch
Yeah.
of really immature words.
Really good.
Except instead of using a hashtag, I used a $sign in front of it.
Funny. It's
Yeah,
funny.
it's really funny as a matter of
This has
fact.
been dragged out.
Yeah.
So let's,
Okay. Let's. Well.
Good night.
No. Hold on,
Bye.
Jaxon. Jesus fucking Christ. We are gonna give our. We have to give our the things we're gonna watch next week, huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, are we gonna do that? Okay.
Well,
Well,
we
I have a
did-
question then.
Yeah.
There is one thing I want to do. I want
Right.
to do because I think right now I would say Sergio Leone is my favorite director of all time.
All right.
Cool.
He directed Once Upon a Time in the One, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and a bunch of other movies.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the big idea. At some point, I want to do a Sergio episode where we the Dollar trilogy, the Man with No Name. We also talk about Once
Well,
Upon
you're
a Time in the
cutting
West. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe not next episode. Like maybe in the
Yeah,
future.
maybe later. Because there's a lot
The
to
Good,
go.
the Bad, and the Ugly is one of the greatest films of all time. That movie is awesome, and
Yeah.
I want you guys to
It's like Venom.
see it. It'll be another.
It's like Venom.
It's like Venom. So
Venom
here's
is
the
a
deal.
ass
Callum,
movie,
you
dude.
choose an album. Callum, you choose
Oh,
an
I'm
Yeah,
album.
choosing an
Callum,
album?
you're choosing the album.
Okay.
Well, you could.
You don't have to choose it now, but
Yeah.
like.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Good.
Alright.
I have an idea for
But
myself.
no, I think you should.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So This is one of those things where I haven't heard it, but I want to.
Right.
So I'm using
Mm.
this as an excuse to
More
do
of
it.
those.
So Radiohead, OK Computer.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
see you.
Alright.
Yeah. I definitely
So we'll
see
see
you.
how that
Didn't
goes.
Weezer make a new album that's
Weezer-
like okay?
We're not doing
Yeah,
Weezer.
we're not doing Weezer for sure, but it's called OK Human. I
I
think
think
it's
we
called.
should do Weezer.
We're not gonna do Weezer.
It's like
Hell
okay,
fucking no.
okay,
It's
Human.
Yeah,
That's
Okay
what it's
Human.
called.
That's what it is. It's
We's
Okay
nuts.
Human. Yeah. I shouldn't have laughed at that. That was awful.
fucked.
Holy
Why did
shit.
That was
make
the
me laugh?
best. Man,
Yeah.
I just went to top 1 member because I made that joke.
Right.
Can't deny it.
Oh,
Well,
very
see, your
What do
fans
you
are
wanna
still
do,
CC
Money?
Cox. No, what are you
No,
gonna
they're
do,
not.
Jackson? I know what I'm gonna do. I know exactly what I'm.
Well, I actually don't know, so I was hoping you would go
Oh,
first. And then I
okay.
would get more
Well,
time to make
I
a quick
want to.
decision.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch this movie again because it was really good and I really want to watch it again. But it's The Wolf of Wall
Wolf of
Street.
Wall Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I really, really want to see that one again. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
That movie is 3
Wolf of
hours,
Wall
right?
Street is
Yeah, it's
awesome.
3 hours. I
Yeah,
really
movie
want to
is
watch that one
great.
again.
Alright.
Well,
Cool.
what if I
I wanna
just
see
took like a really, really long movie?
Holy
Like
fucking
what?
shit! Like like
I
what?
could do like a 4-hour one.
Oh my
Do you guys
goodness!
want to
Please
watch a
don't.
4-hour
Wait,
movie?
Jackson, we're already doing a 3-hour movie. Can we
don't need that much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
We don't need another one.
Go to the shortest thing you have and pick that.
There are a lot of ones I want to do. We're saving Sergio Leone. I kind of
Right.
want to do something Kubrick or maybe like a Tarantino joint or I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
I
fine
don't know
with
what to-
Kubrick or Tarantino. I like that.
Why? I don't want to
Okay.
influence you, but why don't you do Pulp Fiction? Because we talked about it today.
True. I mean,
We could do Pulp Fiction. I kind of
yeah,
want to
make
do
up your mind,
2001
Jackson.
though.
Oh,
Honestly,
that's
I
good
want to.
Yeah,
I want to do 2000.
Callum was right this
Callum,
time, baby.
I figure you want to rewatch that one. That's just
I
my
do.
my guess.
You know, I saw that in 70mm.
The fuck does that mean?
I really want to see it on the
It was
fucking
so
big
good,
screen.
Man, I'm so excited to watch. Shut the fuck up, you fucking nerds! Oh my god.
Nick?
It's a good
Yeah.
movie.
So, I think actually I'm gonna change my mind. We will do 2001,
Oh,
but
happen.
I actually want to different Kubrick movie. I'm going to pick the classic Barry Lyndon, which I've seen twice.
He's seen it twice.
So
Okay.
yeah,
by the way.
we're gonna. Yeah, it's Kubrick's. He has a lot of
He has a lot
very
of
highly
movies.
rated movies.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he
Clockwork
has a lot of
Orange.
movies,
They're
but
just kind of funny.
185
Barry Lyndon is
minutes.
one of
Oh
the-
my god.
180.
Wow.
Wait, he has
This is another-
185.
It's only like 20 minutes longer than 2001. 2001 is really long too.
I don't remember that. You know, when I went to see it, there was an intermission, so I don't remember it even feeling that long. And also, I was
Barry
just really,
Lyndon
like,
has an
interested.
intermission too.
Cool.
Barry
I'll
Lyndon. Who's
use it to
Barry
pee.
Lyndon, guys? Who the fuck
I think
is
it's a
that
very
guy?
interesting movie, so I would love to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, Barry Lyndon is kind of like, I don't know where I was going with that one.
What joke are you trying to do?
I don't
Like,
know.
Come on.
Barry Lyndon-
Just say the joke.
Barry Lyndon is awesome. I've never seen it.
You cut out really bad for me.
Yeah,
That was bad.
Okay.
Barry
That was a mess.
Lyndon.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
So Wolf of Wall Street, Barry Lyndon, and OK Computer. This is a bizarre lineup. Okay.
Mhm. Well, you know,
Alright.
we're covering a lot of ground. What can we say?
Yeah.
This is the longy. This is the long movie episode. Too.
Yeah, we should have
Oh,
picked
man.
a double
Very
album.
good.
Talk about-
We should have picked a double album. Damn.
We should have picked.
Yeah,
the
we
double
should have
album.
picked a
Well,
double
anyways,
album.
let's
Yeah.
conclude. This has been
Holy
shit.
the Godcast.
This has
Yeah.
been the Godcast.
Yeah.
I have been your mother. Got him.
Yeah.
was good.
Yo, in the comments below, because we totally get comments. Are you a Zane head? A
Stop.
J Dollar, or a
No,
CC
Jay
Cock?
Dollar.
Yeah, are you a Zane head, a J Dollar, or a CC
Dollar
Cock?
or CC Cock.
Man, I will.
I don't know about you
man,
guys. I'm a real
if
CC
I
cuck
get
now.
called CC cuck one more time, I will be gone.
Alright, goodbye, CC cuck. Oh no, he's still here.
Oh, he's still here.
I'm not a fan
Okay.
of that bit. Are we
Yeah.
still going?
No, we're still recording. All right. Yeah.
Oh man.
Alright, we should end
Yeah,
it.
we should
Alright,
probably.
goodbye,
Yes.
CC cocks.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see you all later. Follow
yeah.
us on our things that have already. They're in the
Yeah.
description.
Zane